Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson.
This is really hitting the spot.
Man, tell you, this is my third. Yeah, this is my third also
This
today.
is my third today. There might be room there for number 4. To be
I
honest
think
with you.
before I go home, I'll probably hit another one.
I got a protein bar over there in my my satchel, my computer bag. Protein bar.
Your satchel? What are you, a Sherpa? You climbing? You guiding people up mountains, you weirdo?
Maybe I am. You don't know it.
Will you guide me up that mountain, Larson?
No, you're on your own.
All right,
Get lost
anyways.
on the peaks of Everest.
Oh, man, I got my friendos with me on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We've got all sorts of great stuff over there, and one of them is the $20 mark. You can have your video right here on Matt Chat. We'll answer your question or debate the topic. We got a bunch of great questions today, Larson. Why don't we get into it? What's in the news?
Wrong show. First question is from Jacksonville's
Number 1.
Guion Halili. Take it away, Guion.
Hey there, friendos. This is Jacksonville's number 1 Matt Chatter Guion Halili, back with another Matt Chat question. This week, my question is simple. Is the WWE really not listening to its fans? They're not. Or have we as wrestling fans, and I'm talking in a general statement, have we as wrestling fans just become too fickle and want certain things, and when we don't want it, we complain? Again, I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I'm talking about as wrestling fans in general. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Too sweet. Hearty handshake. Later, guys.
Thank you, Guion.
Thank you.
So
Guion.
good.
It's so good. Anyways.
I mean, like, I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah,
For some reason, this is just really hitting the spot right now. Went to the gym this morning.
Good.
Threw some weight around. Got my pump on.
All right. Anyways, Guion asks about WWE listening to their fans. No, here's the thing, dude. The WWE has not built up what they call in the real estate banking industry equity. And that is when you have built up the good faith amongst your fan base so that they will give you the benefit of the doubt. Therefore, whenever WWE does something that is questionable in terms of its booking, its storytelling, how it handles its titles, et cetera, fans are more likely to crap on it because they're used to the WWE crapping on them. I mean, let's just take it back. Rewind to the beginning of this year, the end of last year, the McMahon shakeup. When Vince McMahon came out and said, we're going to listen to you.
You're the authority.
Thank you. You're the authority. We all laughed. Because no, man, you're paying us lip service and that's it. And we all know that.
You're pooping in our mouth and calling it a Sunday. That's what they're doing.
Exactly. It's the pits.
Yeah.
So that's why they haven't built up enough equity with us. They're in a hole. They are in the real estate industry underwater. Their equity.
In stock market parlance, is it in the red? Is that when you're losing money?
Yeah, in the black is good. In the red is really bad.
In the red.
Yeah.
I guess it's economics parlance. In the red.
Yeah.
You're losing money.
It's not good. And so, I mean, and here's the thing. The flip side of that, though, is, and I think maybe because WWE is in the red.
Can I get another metaphor in there?
Yeah.
They're not playing with house money.
There you go. Because of that, they're playing with their savings account. Because of that, if you look at AEW, for example, and this is not going to be WWE's crap, AEW is awesome tirade, but have you noticed that even AEW fans can be very quick to jump on the AEW, wait. Anytime AEW makes any little misstep, fans are so fast to jump on that. And I'm just wondering if some of that is because WWE, who has been the lone major North American promotion all these years, has trained us to be very paranoid about all the things that wrestling companies do. So when AEW is building their stuff, it's like, whoa, we don't want you to make the same mistakes, the missteps as WWE.
I think it's because people have an avenue to voice their grievances that never existed before. Right here in our pockets, we have a means to complain at anybody at any time, in any part of the world.
Do you think the platform that we've been given, then...
You mean us specifically?
No, the wrestling fans in general.
yeah.
Do you think that platform is the driver for being nitpicky, though?
No, I don't think it's the driver. I think it's a symptom of a larger issue. And I think you're correct that WWE has not built up any equity with their fans over the last few years, especially.
But because they've set the template, I think that makes people.
But I think
more
people.
paranoid.
I think people harping on issues small and large with wrestling can be found in other forms of entertainment. I think
that's true.
I think we've seen that with movies and TV. People don't like something. First thing they do, they start a change.org petition.
That's a good point. Yeah.
To have the ending of Mass Effect 3 changed. You know, it's something that's not particular wrestling. It's kind of spanning entertainment.
Entitlement seems to be the norm these days.
Well, I mean, you could, in some cases, yes, it might. You maybe could consider it entitlement, but there's been times, and granted, I've had a lot of coffee in this particular instance isn't occurring to me right now, where there's been something probably that's been legit crap. People have voiced their opinion about it, and I don't, for example, give Divas a chance.
Yeah.
When there was a women's match on Raw that was like 30 seconds, and that was the only women's segment on there, it started a movement, if you will, that whether it was the direct cause of the women's evolution or not, that happened after that. Could be causation, could be correlation. I don't know. But that's an instance where people were fed up about something, and rightly so, raised their issues, and something was changed. So I guess that's an instance where these phones we have in our pocket, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, cause in wrestling something good to happen.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think WWE, when there's gestures that they do to placate, I think that's probably the word to use, placate their fan base. It usually feels kind of tone deaf, or they're playing lip service to the concerns of fans. And the example you brought up was the McMahon shakeup, where they're like, "Oh, you're the authority now. We're going to focus on wrestling. You're going to see some fresh faces." Lasted 3 weeks, maybe a month before we're back to the same rut they were in before. And same with bringing on less so Heyman, because he's actually been working in the industry for the last 20 years. Same with bringing in Eric Bischoff, who'd been out of the industry for a long time, who's living in Wyoming on a ranch, was doing a podcast once a week. That was his only connection with wrestling.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he didn't watch the product whatsoever. Probably 90% of the reason Vince brought him back was because people would think, oh, Eric Bischoff, he created the NWO. He could probably do some cool stuff.
And people have such a positive association with the Monday Night Wars and how exciting it's thought of to have been.
Yeah. So when WWE seems like they're listening to their fans, I don't think they really get down to the nuts and bolts of why the fans might actually be upset.
Yeah.
They just throw out all these gestures
and people
to make
know
it
that.
seem like they care. Yes,
people know
when
that.
really Vince is going to do what he wants to do, and fans be damned, pretty much. The same token, I think wrestling fans are quick, and I won't necessarily use the word complain, are quick to voice their displeasure. When if you're getting spoon-fed crap every week, or even mediocrity, people are going to speak up. I think it speaks to the passion of the WWE universe and wrestling fans as a whole, that
what I love is
they
that
just won't accept like garbage.
He said, I won't say complain. I'll say express displeasure. And the dictionary definition is express displeasure. Good job. Well done.
That's called being diplomatic.
That's
Steve.
good. I know. That's good.
So, sometimes there's things that are brought up that are like, really, is this really worth?
It's
is that
funny,
the hill
dude.
you want to die on?
It's
to
funny
say?
because what you're saying is such a microcosm of everything.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Everybody has, because I've seen plenty of times on Twitter, and this is going way outside wrestling. I've seen plenty of times on Twitter, various subjects where people will complain about stuff, and I'm like, really?
This is what you want to. This is what you.
That's
spend your
important
time.
to you.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and it goes beyond like pop culture and stuff, And everybody has their priorities in life. And so I always step back and say, well, that's important to them. I'm going to mute them on Twitter right now, but that's important to them.
I know. I'll see that. I'm like, all right, let's keep going.
So have at it.
Keep
Good luck with that.
Yeah. But you're right. Everybody has their own priorities, and not everybody's priorities align.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't think people should be criticized.
No.
necessarily.
If people are trying to change something that is important to them, if you don't think it's important, doesn't mean you can dump on them.
If it's petty, like, oh, she reshoot last season of Game of Thrones and ridiculous, it's like, well, hey, that's important to you, great, but that's kind of
Hey, we're gonna remake The Last Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a GoFundMe, and we need $100 million to reshoot.
My
this
favorite
movie.
was that guy who raised like $80,000 to erase the rat from the final shot.
Oh yeah, of The Departed.
The Departed.
Yeah.
And I suppose
So he raised $80,000 so he could erase the rat from his home copy of The Departed.
I don't know if he was then able to like redistribute the movie.
Well, I mean, unless that man is Warner Brothers, whoever produced the film, he doesn't have the
Legally,
legal
he
right to
can't.
do that.
So I'm not sure what form that would take. My thing is, why don't you just get out like a decent camera and like film a windowsill?
Why don't you just watch Infernal Affairs, the movie that Departed is based off? There's no rat crawling across a windowsill in the last shot of that movie.
Right.
It's better.
Have you seen the trailer for The Irishman?
Yeah, the deep fake stuff's a bit much.
It is. It looks fake. The emphasis on fake.
Yeah, no, the corridor digital thing with Tom Cruise looked better.
Yeah, let's get a whole corridor digital movie. I love those guys. They seem like charming as heck.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're off the subject. What's next? Christopher Rappersod. Let's see what he has to say about Survivor Series.
Hello, Stephen Larson. So my question, this match, this woman champion versus champion match at Survivor Series, who should win this match? Who's going to feel left out in this match? How important is this match to show who is the dominant female of this division of WWE overall? It's going to be a crazy match. I think it's going to have so much fun. Some people are going to feel like the third wheel, Bailey. But this is a dream match I always want to see between Becky and Shayna. And do you think after this match, Shayna Baszler should be going up the Raw pretty soon?
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher.
So who should win? Shayna Baszler should win.
Agreed.
I think it would accomplish several things. One, solidify NXT on equal footing as Raw and SmackDown. I got a sneeze coming up, so excuse me if it happens mid-answer.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised at your who will win answer. That's interesting.
I think just the way the story's shaping up is going to be Becky and Shayna. I know they're both saying we're not going to take our eyes off Bayley, but guess what's going to happen? They're going to be so focused on each other, Bayley's going to sneak up and like roll up Becky to get the win. Because that would enhance whatever four horsewoman story they want to do for Mania. Is if Bayley gets the win on Becky.
What about this one?
But Shayna should win. Shayna should probably make, I don't know, Bayley tap or something.
What if they directly use this match in order to further the horsewomen's story, and you have a horsewoman team up between Becky and Bayley to take out Shayna, and they just ruthlessly drag her, and it doesn't really matter who gets the pin or the win. We get some like alliance. People might mark out over that because it'd be like a big story twist, and then you got like Ronda coming out or Jessamine or whoever, and then you set that up.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if that's an aspect of the story, but at the end of the day, I feel like Bayley is going to, like, all right, Shayna's out of the equation. Because Bayley kind of has this chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
I have something to prove. I'm on equal footing with Becky.
Yeah.
It's okay, fine. I'll team with you to take Shayna out of the equation, but sure that as soon as that's happened, target set for Becky.
So I totally agree with you. I think Shayna should win. In my opinion, and it'd be kind of interesting also if Shayna was able to be kind of an in-ring manipulator between Becky and Bayley. It's like, hey, I'm real horsewoman. Y'all are the play pretend horsewomen.
Yeah.
And she gets them going at each other. However, I don't think anything as interesting as all that is gonna happen.
Yeah, probably not.
I think Becky wins at Survivor Series. That's my take on that.
All right, fair enough.
Next up, AO Worm has a question also about Survivor Series.
What's good, friendo versus your boy AO Worm here with another Matt Chat question. Don't mind the light in the mood. I'm trying to find The Fiend and talk to him about some creative stuff. Like, you know how you got to find Undertaker in 2K20? Yeah. So my question for Matt Chat is, so since Ray and Brock are confirmed for Survivor Series, I really want you guys to fantasy book how the big title match, the triple threat with Bray, Brock, and Adam Cole, would have took place. Do you think they would have protected Bray or Brock? I feel personally that they would have fed Adam Cole. He would have had a great showing, but I feel like he would have ate the pin either way. But yeah, I want you guys to fantasy book how that match would play out, who would take the pin, how would it go. And then also, do you guys think that they're just going to not have Bray be included in Survivor Series, like an actual match, and just have him torment Seth again? And do you think they're going to have Seth versus Adam Cole for the main event at Survivor Series? All right, guys, it's been a while, but take it easy. Too sweet. Hearty handshake. I'm out.
Thank you, A.O. Worm, and welcome back to Matt Chat.
Welcome back.
Great to have you back.
Good, sir, yes.
Steve,
Cool.
go ahead. How would have Bray versus Brock versus Adam Cole Baby have gone down?
Boy, what a weird match that would have been.
And I'm happy it's not happening for that reason.
Me too. It's too weird. I mean, it is. Have you seen yet that little SpongeBob meme with Adam Cole, little tiny fish Adam Cole? It would feel kind of like that. Adam Cole is coming from NXT, where wrestling is the thing. Brock is a big marquee star who can't lose, and then you got The Fiend, who's a horror movie villain, and then he's in there, and he's kind of just like us. It's like, oh man, I'm going to get murdered by somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'd be kind of weird. I don't know how it'd go down. Seemingly Adam Cole would probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that would have gone down. Like, I don't know who'd pin him. Like The Fiend? Brock? I don't know. I don't know. It'd be weird though. I think so. It's Sunday, Friday. This past Friday. We'll know.
Yeah, if Bray's gonna have a match, they got to start.
He's gonna have a match.
Yeah, they got to start kickstarting that program.
I mean, right now I'm looking at people who don't have a match.
I'll put this out.
Daniel Bryan, maybe.
I'll put this out there. Kofi Kingston.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because they've been kind of really underplaying the idea, almost to the extent where it seems like people aren't noticing, and maybe it's just Kofi taking upon himself to show subtly some displeasure about his loss to Brock and not getting another crack at it.
Yeah.
And if they have any designs on turning the New Day heel, it'd be interesting to see if Kofi steps up and goes, I had an embarrassing loss to Brock. It's eating me up inside. I want another shot. Bray, come on down. Get the dynamic between Firefly Funhouse Bray and the New Day. That could be great.
Yeah.
And after Kofi unfortunately loses, he could be so changed by the experience that could eventually lead to potentially, if they want to do it, a New Day heel turn.
Yeah.
I think from the storyline perspective, that has the most kind of substance to it, potentially, if they do it right.
Yeah, I like that. Kofi's a great answer. We'll go with that one. Or Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Kofi's good.
Main event, probably going to be Brock and Ray.
The only bummer thing about Kofi is that, man, they got like 2 weeks to build. Or 3 weeks to build.
I know. Yeah, they kind of put themselves in this scenario by having the Fiend just win the title at Crown Jewel.
Yeah. Next up.
Stephen M.
Then will Seth and Cole main event? No, I think you're right about this on your answer here. Brock versus Ray is going to main event.
Yeah, I think
for
so.
Sure. That WWE title is back to being whatever's on Brock. He could have a sack of crap around his waist. That's going to be the highly prized title in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Next, Stephen M.
Hey, friend, I was just curious. How should Undisputed Era lose their titles? Should it be an all-one fell swoop in a night, or should it be one by one, have a bit of dissension or whatever, or should it be just one big takeover where all the championships lose, or say in the likes of a War Games match where they're all on the line?
Thank you, Stephen M. When the day comes and when Undisputed Era does lose their titles, it should be all at once. It should be in War Games, and Adam Cole should be the one that takes the L.
Yes.
He's the one that delivered the prophecy, and so he should be the one that should be, if you want to say, responsible for the prophecy coming to an end.
I'm gonna go away from that. I just said yes, but I didn't really hear you. I'm gonna say this. I do think it should all be at the same night. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be War Games, but I am gonna say it should all be at the same takeover, and there should be some sort of new dominant faction that comes in where we get some faction warfare, and they clean out the Undisputed Era, and that sort of puts the Undisputed Era back on their heels, and they do sort of a turn from, I mean, I know they're tweeners, but they're basically heels, into being sort of good guys, the underdogs perhaps, and they're back on the quest to get those titles
Maybe
back.
It's Balor Club, Finn, AOP.
Yeah, something like that.
Damian Priest, I don't know who you toss in
no,
there.
that's good. So they run wild.
Yeah.
Over the Undisputed Era. I think it's a good idea. Balor Club, perfect.
Balor Club. Next question from Rich Nason.
Friendos, Rich the Smash Bro here. Now that we have the two biggest turds holding the two top men's titles, and yes, they're both turds, How long do you think they're going to hold on to him, and obviously who's going to defeat him for him? We don't want to see Brock headline another WrestleMania. Bray doesn't even deserve to headline a house show, but yet they both got the damn titles. So, point simple. Who's going to take it off him and win? Let me know.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
All right, man. How long is Brock and Bray going to hold those world titles, and who's going to beat them? I'll go first. So Bray, he's going to lose his title to Roman because anything Seth does, Roman could do better, except beat Brock. But he'll beat Bray eventually. As far as Brock is concerned, it's funny because if you look at the Raw roster, there is nobody that I can look at and say, oh man, this guy's an heir apparent, because it's so much 50-50 booking. So I'm going to go outside the box a little bit and say Aleister Black. He's been stuck in that room for a long time, but I feel like it's just a matter of time before they break him out, and maybe they'll build him up enough to, like, a year from now, he'll be cool enough to take it off of Brock.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm going to say for Brock, Kevin Owens.
That's a good answer.
They haven't really they've done basically nothing with him since he's come over to Raw.
I feel like with Kevin Owens, they do nothing with him because they want big things for him.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. If you really want to solidify him as everyman babyface, have him go into a program with Brock where it seems he's like completely the underdog. Mm-hmm. And then have him pull out that win. You want to make a huge star, a Stone Cold type star out of Kevin Owens, that's how you do it. You have him beat the guy who's nigh unbeatable. Mm-hmm. As far as Bray Wyatt, have Finn Balor go to NXT, rediscover himself, real, all that stuff. Find the darkness within him, come back up to main, and now powered by
Super Demon.
Yeah, kind of. He can take down the Fiend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he mentioned that
he's
promo.
Just smiling again.
No, man. It's all real on the main roster.
That'd be cool.
Probably not going to happen. That'd be cool, though.
I'd like it.
Next, Joshua Martinez.
Hey, friendos. So my question to you guys this week is, who are some wrestlers that you think would be great world champions, but just the way things are going, don't see that happening? Me personally, Drew McIntyre. He came back, looked like $1 million, and just his booking and the way things are going, he doesn't seem like he's going to be going that route anytime soon, especially after what happened Monday, him being involved in the whole Rusev deal. But I'll be interested to know what you guys think. Thanks, friends.
Thank you, Joshua.
You take the men's division.
All right.
I'm going to take the women's division.
He's right about Drew McIntyre. It seemed like upon his arrival, and especially after his split with Dolph, he should have been on the precipice of at least a title program.
At some point,
if not a win.
Is he not going to be a henchman?
No, he seems to be in perpetual henchman stage right now, which is a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
Next, Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Dude is like the best promo in the business, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
He's a hell of an actor,
yeah.
a hell of a talker. Still a really, 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 really good wrestler. He can do it all. I don't know if anybody on the main roster does menacing as well as Joe. Put that belt on him. And finally, Braun Strowman.
Oh, yeah.
You can still put the Universal WWE title on him. Still be a huge star, still be a huge draw. He is in celebrity program guy.
Yeah.
That's what he is now. He just took a count-out loss to Tyson Fury. Yeah. Embarrassing.
That's pretty booty, man.
It is.
That's pretty booty. I'm going to say this. Ember Moon, I think, would be a fantastic champion. I don't even think she got enough of a... Because she was she NXT champion? Mm-hmm. That's right, after Asuka vacated it, right?
Yeah, she won a 4-way match, I think, to win it, and then she dropped it to Shayna.
That's right.
Like a takeover later. She
so
was not champion very long.
She did not get really a good title run in NXT. I think she could be a terrific champion. Probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Another name I'm really a big fan of is Ruby Riot.
Yeah,
I think
she's real
she
good.
has all the in-ring ability. I think she's designed expertly. And I think she can be a really good promo when she's sort of just trying to be herself and not like a bad guy who's like taking, squirting mustard on walls and stuff. So those are my two names, Ember Moon, Ruby Riot. I think they could be terrific champions, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, at least not anytime soon.
Nope.
Next, a new Matt Chatter, Ryan Armstrong.
Oh, nice.
So I'm a big fan of tournaments. I love them. But the concept that I don't like is it's the same guys all the time. never anything different. So, Steve, I want you to agree with Vince and do it where you get your choice of it. Larson, I want you to make it to where people that don't get the chance earn the chance in a round robin qualifying style where you either win or get beat out by win or loss. And try and do that so, everybody gets a shot, not just the same 8, 9, 10 guys. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, and welcome to Matt Chat.
Welcome to Matt Chat, Ryan. I am going to have a hard time arguing for single elimination because I'm a bigger fan of how the G1 does it. I think the drama with the G1 is everything, man. It's like, you start having to do like this crazy like math and calculus and stuff.
You need to get the whiteboard out, and by the time the final couple matches come around, there's various scenarios of who can win each block.
It's like, like the last day of the last couple of weeks of football in the NFL, how it's like, on this last day of the regular season, if this person wins and this person doesn't win and this person wins over here,
but these person has to lose, and this person has to lose, but only if this person wins.
Oh, it's terrific. Yeah. I love that stuff. So I'm going to say, and I think it even gets crazier because I think in like football and like soccer, like football soccer, I think they also like take into account how many points are scored.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Single elimination, we've seen it. It feels like the McDonald's version of a real tournament.
Yeah.
It feels like a Walmart version. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you get the simple stuff. Upsets can happen. Anything can happen. And I just prefer, this year, who won the G1 this year? It was Kota Ibushi, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But like Jay White, he lost like his first 3 matches or something. And then at the very end, he was right there in it.
Yeah.
I really like that stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, even if Ryan hadn't decided me the round robin selection, I would have chose that.
Yeah,
round robin tournaments were the best. Mm-hmm. Either round robin or a double elimination tournament. I feel like are the ways to go because there's more storyline possibilities.
Yeah.
And like from a by match basis, single elimination tournaments might be more kind of thrilling because it's one and done if you lose. But that being said, I don't know. I just feel like the story possibilities are far more vast with a larger field, with some new talent at it year after year, as opposed to having the same. I don't know. Like if say they do King of the Ring for the next 5 years, the lineup's going to be probably 80% the same.
Yeah. And then you can I feel like the star building potential is greater because the complexity of the stories are just better, you know? And on top of that, like for example, with the G1, Gato or whoever books that stuff out step by step by step by step. And with single elimination, like Vince, he just probably books it week to week. I'll have him go over now. And then the next week it's like, I don't like that. I want something where there's like a lot of thought put into it.
Yeah. And typically that's not what we get with WWE's product.
No, it's not.
Next, another returning Matt Chatter. Ain't he great?
Double J is back.
I'm back. Double J here. So Thanksgiving's coming up, and I plan on doing a couple of Thanksgiving related questions, but this one is about pick wrestlers for like every cliche member of the family. The drunk aunt, the uncle who swears his stuffing is amazing, but it's really the worst thing you've ever ate. Let me know what you think. All right, see ya.
Thank you, Double J. Ain't he great?
Man, so I don't know about family, like casting wrestlers as family members, but how crazy do you think the McMahon family Thanksgiving
that's got to be
is?
something else, man.
Right? To be a fly on the wall there.
Talk about awkward.
You think it's awkward?
I think the potential is there to be awkward.
Yeah.
Especially if any sort of competition comes around, like they have like they're waiting for the turkey to finish cooking.
Yeah.
And they're playing some board games.
Oh man.
And like they're playing, I don't know, Game of Life or something.
And Vince like flips it over.
He's so mad that he's not winning the Game of Life.
Yeah, right.
And he tosses the table.
I own life.
Gets an axe out and starts breaking up the kitchen table, and they're like, Dad, what are we gonna eat on now?
Can you imagine playing Monopoly with him? Like that dude's probably all about double crossing.
He'd be cutthroat, man.
Oh, big time. Or Clue.
But let's say we're making a Thanksgiving holiday movie extravaganza, and we got to cast this family with wrestlers.
All right.
We can have Vince in it.
Okay, yeah.
He could be the grumpy old grandpa
Yeah, okay. That's good. He won't come to the table. He just likes sitting in the recliner with a blanket over his knees.
Yeah. Who should play the exasperated father who is maybe cooking his first Thanksgiving meal?
Well, obviously, we're looking at the Chevy Chase type character.
Yes.
And for that, AJ Styles.
Good. That's good.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's good.
You got to go with somebody who has experience.
Yeah, his wife, who really would like to help him, but the husband is so damn stubborn that he feels like he needs to do everything himself. Maybe just to prove something to his old man.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the wife?
Oh man, you know who's got a real? It's funny because she's supposed to be a werewolf, but I get the feeling that she's a really down to earth person from having watched her on Up, Up, Down, Down.
Yes,
I'm gonna go with Ember Moon.
Good.
I think she seems like a really down to earth suburban housewife type who's also a werewolf.
Yeah. Who is the member of the extended family, cousin, nephew who's obsessed with Black Friday shopping?
Liv Morgan.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
She's always on her phone. Clack,
yeah.
clack, clack.
Uh-huh. Who's the crazy uncle?
Oh man. Well, okay. Here's the thing. Okay, so crazy uncle would be that'd be Bray Wyatt, but there'd also be the guy who there's got to be some sort of like silly outdoorsy hunting mishap, and that's Braun Strowman.
There you go. Good. Great cast there.
What an awesome cast.
We got some text questions next. First from Luis Ariza. Says, hey, friendos, I got 2 questions. We'll do them one at a time. What is the kayfabe reason why most wrestlers aren't in jail? Steve, what do you got for that?
WWE exists in a universe that's basically lawless. I mean, kind of, we've seen the law, but I mean, I don't know if there is a looser version of the law, if there's a universe where like the police, they are there as more civilian enforcers as opposed to state or city government employees. I think they're probably city employees, aren't they? So I'm going to say, yeah, it's more like all arrests are citizen arrests. Those are probably easy to get out of.
Citizens arrest. On what grounds this? You have no jurisdiction.
That's basically wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, as we know, the WWE Universe exists in its own set of rules. There's teleportation, supernatural abilities, stuff like that. And so I think that applies also to the law as portrayed by the WWE Universe.
Fair enough. I'm going to say that Vince has negotiated like hold harmless agreements with all the states.
Oh, sure.
More or less that whenever a WWE show comes to town, that arena is kind of like an autonomous region. With Vince solely having jurisdiction over it.
Okay, that's good.
And then once the show leaves, then poof, that agreement is no longer applicable or valid.
Yeah.
And just from arena to arena, city to city, state to state,
yeah,
that's the arrangement he's made.
Interesting.
So that any would-be, I mean, Brock on Raw this week said, or Heyman said that Brock is going to, he said, he is going to commit a felony tonight.
Yeah.
And depending on what that felony would, I mean, that could be construed as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be criminal conduct unto itself.
No, I like that. Maybe part of his settlement with the federal government over the steroid trial was involved. Wherever my shows are booked, I'm a sovereign nation.
More or less.
A sovereign state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a city state.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, there you go.
Good stuff.
Next, Howdy Doodly Champ says this week's question comes from Alex.
Oh, wait.
What? Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. Back to Luis Ariza. Thank you for correcting me. He asks, who is the biggest flop of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era?
I'm going to go for the Attitude Era. I really like your answer, but I'm going to go with Beaver Cleavage. They shot hella vignettes that were just bizarre and incestuous. And this dude shows up and it's like, number one, you're just the dude from the Headbangers. And then number two, are you trying to bang your mom? Because that's really weird. And that's like obviously a Vince thing, but nobody else is into it. And they spent a lot of time and effort and money into that. And then it just, nothing came of it.
Well, yeah,
nothing.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. But they put a lot into it.
Yeah, I know.
And then it just shat.
But it's a horrible
I
idea.
agree. Yeah, totally.
They should not have done that.
No, they shouldn't have. And then for the Ruthless Aggression Era, again, I think in terms of expectations and then what was delivered, your answer is probably really good. I'm going to go with Luther Reigns, who's also the same person as Heidenreich, who's also the same person as Snitsky. You know, it's the biggest flop of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah.
When all these great wrestlers like Eddie Guerrero and all them were doing such great work, that fool Vince McMahon was trying to bring in these giant slabs of steak into the company who didn't know how to wrestle.
Yep.
Couldn't put on a match, just looked like they were jacked to the gills, hot on the gas. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the biggest flop was Beef Supreme in WWE Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah. As far as Attitude Era, I'm going to say Gangrel. Dude his packaging was amazing. His entrance was great. Theme music was off the charts.
Yeah.
He had the blood thing going. He had a faction with himself and 2 Hall of Famers, Edge and Christian. And they didn't do anything to really capitalize on his abilities. Seemed like there's a lot of potential and a lot of money in Gangrel they didn't take advantage of.
Hey, but you know what? Good on Gangrel for staying in shape and staying relevant
he still wrestles,
in his own way. He still wrestles, to this day, and he seems to be a pretty pleasant guy.
Yeah. As far as the Ruthless Aggression era, it's got to be Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, man.
It's got to be Mr. Kennedy.
In terms of expectations, what they put into him, what they thought they were going to get out of him.
He was humiliated by Edge for that Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah.
Humiliated.
Why would you put your Money in the Bank up for that? Yeah.
Yeah, and then get squashed.
Yeah.
Humiliated.
Yeah. And I'll never forget this. The 2 dudes, the 2 biggest names in the company, maybe ever over the last 20 years, John Cena and Randy Orton, they both go to Vince and say, this guy's not safe to work with, allegedly.
Yep.
That's rough.
That is rough.
That's super rough.
And now he's Colt Cabana's buddy on NWA Power.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. He still looks like he's in great shape.
He looks like he's in great shape, having a good time.
Yep.
Good for him. He did some, I think he did some good work in Aces and 8 stuff. And
Yeah, the TNA. He was in there for a while as Mr. Anderson. Next, Hadley Dooley champ. He says, this question comes from Alex Foster. Vince McMahon spoke at a graduation ceremony. What would be the highlight of his speech? Bonus points for impersonation. So we've heard our fair share of ridiculous stories about Vince.
Yeah, sure.
Like he doesn't like to sneeze.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is that we've heard, don't know if it's true or not, that he loves himself a good snow cone.
Yeah.
And maybe he's doing the graduation speech and talking about ambition, because we know he's full of that. He's got all the ambition in the world.
Sure.
About making money, about grabbing yourself up by the bootstraps and so on and so forth. But he says at the heart of it, you got to keep some innocence.
Yeah.
Look at me. I got a $2,000 suit on. I flew in my private jet.
Yeah.
I know I sleep 3 hours a night. Yeah. I still love me a snow cone, though. Yeah. It helps connect me to my childhood.
You're like, what?
It's like, what?
The hell does that even mean?
What are you talking about?
That is like, I can't take that into the real world.
Make sure you enjoy the simple things in life.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Vince.
Thanks, Fortune Cookie.
I don't care for snow cones.
I know.
Really, that's your lone vice, Vince? Snow cones?
I'm going to say this. I think it'd be a 3-hour dissertation about how he beat the federal government.
Yeah, probably.
That's how it'd be. Yeah, the federal government of America tried to take me down, and look, now my wife is in the cabinet. Oh, yeah, I win, and you can beat the federal government too.
I always win.
Just remember, you can beat the federal government. It's like, what? I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen.
I know, man.
Like,
I'm not trying to dodge the law in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm not trying to distribute.
Like he's given
room.
this graduation ceremony at like some esteemed law school or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like at Harvard Law. They bring him and do it, and he's like, "This is how you take down the government."
Flex doesn't get taken down by anybody. Yeah. What's up, Flex? Man, if I ever meet Vince McMahon, you think I'll have the balls to say, "What's up, Flex?"
You should. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that's not Flex McMahon. Oh yeah, I like you immediately.
He looks. He does this.
He's got a chain around his neck.
Final text question from Tiger Mask Tim Morris. You have a bad acid trip and you wake up to Snow White. Which 7 friendos are your dwarves?
Oh my gosh, what the heck? Well, Wayne Maker, he'd be grumpy.
Yeah,
he'd be grumpy. What? Dopey? I mean, Patrick Sparks is probably dopey, right? Or, Mr. Dope has got to be dopey.
About Sleepy.
Sleepy? That's Patrick Sparks. He always looks like he's on the verge of sleeping.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Sneezy?
Was there a Sneezy?
I thought so. I thought there was one that always sneezed.
Man, I don't know.
It's been forever since I've seen Snow White.
Sneezy sounds right, but I just don't know what friendo would be a sneezy friendo.
So there's Doc.
Who's Doc?
Doc, grumpy, happy, sleepy, dopey,
Doc.
bashful,
Okay,
sneezy.
well, Doc, you think smart guy, W.S. Fletcher.
Yeah.
He teaches about the brain.
Yeah.
He literally teaches classes about brain.
Yeah.
He's Doc.
All right. Grumpy, Waymaker. Happy.
Happy. I mean, Rich Nason always seems pretty happy. He seems really grumpy about the WWE.
Yeah.
But then, like, whenever I see his match chat question, I mean, he calls himself the Smash Bro.
I guess that's true.
I mean, I think that's happy. Or is
Yeah.
there a dwarf named Horny? Because that might be him.
Sleepy, we got that. Dopey, we got that. Bashful.
Dareth Abada, he's always walking
There
backwards
you go.
when I'm trying to talk to him.
And then Sneezy, that's the last one.
Sneezy?
I feel like I could be Sneezy right now. I'm about to sneeze.
All right, well, you're Sneezy then.
Sneezy.
Congratulations.
I'll have an acid trip where I'm
Or
I'm
you're-
myself
you're
and
also, yeah.
sneezy dwarf, I guess.
There you go. That's a hell of an acid trip right there. Anyways, thanks so much for your questions. Again, on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. Number one at the $5 mark. We got all sorts of great bonus content. This week, man, we had a Joker review.
Love
we
that
had
Joker.
We had some
Brand X, maybe.
We had some NBA gameplay, some more WWE 2K20
We talked about Seth
gameplay.
Rollins' social media activity.
Relationship with social media. That was a good episode.
Yeah, that was solid
check that
stuff.
out. Then, of course, the $20 mark. You can also be Matt Chatter.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for sending your questions, and thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.